morning and welcome to SJC Speaks Out. We have with us today Mr. Jagadish, who is a member of the New Socialist Alternatives and has been a political activist for quite some time. With the recent Beggars Colony issue, Mr. Jagadish has helped organize various protests across Bangalore to bring to light the inhuman living conditions of the beggars and the injustice done to them. He is also the editor and publisher of a Kannada newspaper, Dudiyora Horata. Hello sir, welcome to our show. 28 inmates from the Beggar Rehabilitation Centre died during the course of 1 week and more than 70 have been admitted in different hospitals across Bangalore. Why do you think the government is so careless when it comes to the marginalized?
Yeah, it's a fact that the government has shown the least concern for the beggars. It's nothing new, and the ideology that runs the government feels that the beggars are the scum of the earth, because as I want to tell you that the present government led by the BJP has an ideology very, very anti-people and anti-human, especially with the marginalized, the poor, the minorities, and others, like the sexuality minorities and others, which has got a very, very bad attitude to these sections of the society. And what happened in the Beggar Rehabilitation Home has brought out the whole issue of how society is run, especially in Karnataka, and what kind of class bias that this particular government has come to the light. And the death of 28 inmates and so many still in the hospitals for mainly due to diseases that are basically from malnutrition, which speaks volumes on what they were given, is an issue that one needs to really go into.
So the deceased have been cremated without a post-mortem, and the Home Minister V.S. Acharya felt it was not necessary since he thinks it happened because of natural causes. The Home Minister here seems to be making very irresponsible statements.
I mean, without a post-mortem, more than 30 people getting cremated, not even buried, but cremated. I mean, I think it smells a lot of rotten things. And I mean, because there is no proper logging and also proper accountability on the part of the administration. I mean, even in the rest of the issues, but definitely towards this particular issue, I mean, there can be a lot of issues involved in this. I think Mr. V.S. Acharya, the Home Minister, I think he is answerable to many things. He is hiding many issues. I mean, there are also, I mean, these are rumors, but I believe this is possible given the class nature of this government and the bias that it has got. Because the political ideology that drives V.S. Acharya is RSS ideology. And the BJP and the RSS have a definite ideology towards the marginalized minorities, especially beggars, sexuality minorities, and the poor people.
So funds of rupees 12 crore have been delivered for the maintenance of the Beggars Rehabilitation Centre, but there has been gross misappropriation of the funds. Even though the authorities were aware of it, why do you think this issue has come up to light only now?
No, the question of misappropriation of 12,000 crores is a fact. There's no question about it. And as you said, that the authorities, the top of the government, everybody knew everything, every detail of what's being done and what's not being done. I must say that this scandal, this scam of beggar welfare home where these issues have cropped up, while it is very unfortunate, but it has brought out a lot of hidden skeletons in the closet. And the issue that is more important, that apart from the allocation itself, allocation of money that is being definitely misappropriated, because if you look at the state of the inmates, I mean some of the organizations who went there for fact finding, they were appalled by the situation that these inmates were in, and many complaining that they are not even given a shower or a bath for nearly weeks together. They had not taken shower or bath, and at the same time there is a bill goes into the BWSSB that the water is given in such huge volume to this particular beggary home. So so many things, the misappropriation and the siphoning off of the funds from these unfortunate people to the pockets of the administration, some of the corrupt officers in the administration, has seen the light of the day. And I think there is a deep corruption issue involved in this, which one has to go very deep into the subject here. Yeah.
So some of the people, some of the inmates who are living in the colony, involve people rounded up by the social welfare department personnel unjustly and against the law. How do we solve this problem?
But the question, how do you solve this? I think it's a deeper issue which I would like to answer. Unless we touch upon how we look at things in the society, who runs the society, under what interest, which sectional interest that the society has, or the ruling people have to run the society, is a very important question. The solution to such maladies that are there in the society depends upon who runs the society and who controls the society. I mean, this society, look at the kind of mall culture that is going on in this city. Increasingly in the last couple of years, especially since a new fever of neoliberalism gripped the nation, that and also it is the question of what is the GDP, what is the superstructures, constructions that come up, how tall is your building, and what kind of glitter under which you live. These are the issues that are important in the society today. On the part of the administration and the ruling class. It is not the standard of living of the people. It is not the calorie intake of the people. It is not the purchasing capacity of the people that is more important.
Moving on, many NGOs and civil society activists are very keen on helping the government. However, the government does not seem to be proactive. So, what do you think of that?
Yeah, this question has got quite a complicated answer. I have nothing personally against, especially the NGOs, non-governmental organizations, but I have a bit of a problem with the ideology with which they are driven or run. Because at the end of the day, NGOs play, the people within the NGOs, very well-meaning people. Some of them who are very idealists, and they would like to, as you said, help the people. Their initiatives, especially in relation to literacy, health, and on issues like HIV, and various issues. There are quite a number of young people within the NGOs, working for the NGOs, who are driven by some sort of people-centric ideologies. But the question is, there's a famous saying, who pays the one who pays the piper calls the shots. So where does this funding comes from?
True.
That's a very big question. I'm not against people getting funds or anything like that. That's a different question that we can debate some other time. But the thing is, some of these fundings comes from many countries outside of India uh, whose ideologies, whose in their own countries, they they tend to believe in the same questions or the same way of dealing with things that what we just discussed earlier. Market driven system, you know.
Sir, the media has been covering this issue from Independence Day very extensively. But now suddenly the issue is not in the limelight anymore. Do you think the media has to cover the issue more often, or do you think that there has to be a follow up?
I think, sorry if there is a repetition in my answers, because everything comes to the same question. Who runs the media? Media is driven by what ideology? What is the general ideology that this system is run with? So these are the questions, you know. I mean, look at the media, even the so-called big radical liberal medias, you know, whether it is NDTV or CNN, IBN, I mean, Rajiv Sarsesai or Pranoy Roy or even Barkha Dutt and others, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, they have definite class bias. I mean, and not only class bias, they are helping the ruling class to. Unfortunately, like the NGOs, you know, I would put the media in the same bracket. It's like letting off the steam. Actually, not. Whether it is the ruling class or all these institutions know that there is the pressure cooker is boiling. It's going to burst. They may not control it. So media sometimes lets off the steam so that, you know, everybody feels happy. You know, the opposition feels happy. Political activists, NGOs feel happy that they are doing something, but nothing is happening. As long as this system survives and continues, nothing is going to happen.
Sir, one fundamental question. The government seems to be healing the symptoms rather than the disease. It should facilitate a social change where there is no emergence of beggars. What do you think the government should do to end beggary?
Question to be addressed by the present government. And I think it is linked to the overall issue of who owns the society and who runs the society and on whose behalf. These are the questions that come time and again when we take up the issues of humanity, the issues of economics, and the issues of social being.
Thank you, Mr. Jagadish, for being in our show. I really hope to see more of you, you know, bringing people together and creating a political awareness of sorts, as you said, in the youth today. Because indeed, I agree that the youth are, of course, the major part of the society today. And, you know, with the help of political activists like you, I hope we have a better future. If not now, a better future at least.
Thank you.
Thank you.